Now, so to the people who are not clout chasing, so, and I don't know if you got to this point, but like one of the guys, his name was John Handy. He was a PA, production assistant, and he was essentially the one that like while they were in between sets, he's walking the kids around the sets, like he's around all the kids and stuff like that. Um, he was the guy. He ended up getting arrested. They found he had all types of child pornography in his house. They found, like they say, he had Ziploc bags with like keepsakes from different girls. Like one girl, he had like a 9-year-old girl's underwear in a Ziploc bag. Um, it was one girl. She was only featured on the Amanda Show, and her mom just pulled her out of Hollywood afterwards. But she was like, the dude had sent her an email.
Was that the black girl?
No, not the black girl.
Girl.
It was a white girl named Brandy. But
Okay.
he sent her an email of himself like naked, jacking off, and he said, "I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you."
Wow.
But like it started off like it's like, oh hey, didn't know if you'd be interested in audition going on here, just checking, hope all's well, Junior. Like he was doing that for months, but then it got to that point. But then they had also been writing each other letters, and so he had letters in a Ziploc bag of that he wrote to the Brandy girl, and it was just like other little, like necklaces, like little keepsakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so like the black girl was like, she was shocked because it's like, like, oh, he'd be around or whatever. He seemed like, me and another girl, we was having Bible study. He sat in with us when we was having Bible study. Like, we thought he was, just a regular guy from Nebraska. So he actually was one of the people that went to jail. And the other guy, Pickle Boy, Brian Peck, the guy who actually exposed him played on the show Drake and Josh. He also played on them. He was on the Amanda Show first. And then they liked him so much on the Amanda Show, they gave him and Josh. And so Brian Peck Pickle Boy actually did sexually assault him. And when he got arrested, the kid that was John Doe was actually Drake Bell. But because he was a minor, they didn't put his name in the paperwork. They sealed his name up. So he was just John Doe. Yeah. So he wasn't clout chasing. This was back in 2003. You know what I'm saying? Like it was his testimony that got him. Like all 11 counts of him assaulting a child was Drake Bell. And so Drake Bell actually comes out and like when they was like, even some of the other kids was like, hold up, it happened to somebody on the show. And so they had the screen black and you could see somebody coming up. And then when they pulled the lights up, I'm like, oh, that's Drake and you know what I'm saying? And he was like, this is my first time telling this on camera. But he was like, I was John Doe when he got arrested. To his dad's credit, his dad used to be his manager, and his dad, like, the whole time was like, I'm not comfortable, with this guy. Like, he just seemed to, like, even the Pickle Boy, like the scene with Ray Romano from Everybody Loves Raymond, he locked in the bathroom. So, the hole in the door, that's like a glory hole.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying, if you watch, and for those of y'all, like, I'm not going to tell y'all what a glory hole is. Y'all go look it up. But if y'all remember the movie, Scary Movie 2, that was how Omar Epps got killed in the bathroom, if you remember. Yeah. Scary Movie 2, the glory hole, like it was the thing coming through the hole and he put his ear up there. Yeah. Like that's what a glory hole is. Yeah. You stick it in there and you don't know somebody gonna play with it or whatever on the other end. Yeah. So he sticks a pickle in the door, which is a phallic-shaped object. And for those of you all who don't know what that means, a phallus or a phallic-shaped object is anything shaped like a dick or a penis. Yeah. And he sticks the pickle through the hole, and Ray Romano grabs the pickle, and then the way he even ate the pickle, it was all.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was all hypersexual. It was very inappropriate. Yeah. And again, at that time, like I was like you at that time. By the time I remembered it, but I really wasn't watching it at that point. I was more like Salute Your Shorts, which was another show that he came up with. Keenan and Kel, all of that. The first few early seasons, like I remember when Amanda first came on, she was like a little girl on all of that.
But I never really watched a show like that. You know what I mean?
But by the time the Pickle Boy got on to what he was doing and everything, like I was off Nickelodeon then.
Pretty much.
But looking back at some of the stuff, like when I saw it, watching the documentary, I just saw it yesterday.
Right.
So I'm seeing everything in the documentary for the first time. But like as soon as I'm seeing certain stuff, I'm like, oh, I already know where this is going. And then they show it or they say it, and I'm like, yep. But so now, John Handy was one who was sexually assaulting a lot of young girls, and then Brian Peck was definitely sexually assaulting Drake Bell, and he even like the way he set it up. He got in between Drake Bell and his dad, told him, you know, I don't think your dad needs to be your manager. He's holding you back. He's gonna hurt your auditions. Got cool with Drake's mom, and they were divorced, so he got in good with the mom.
Yep.
So now the mom is like, oh, well, I'll do it.
Yep.
And the dad was like, I remember when he called me to tell me, like, oh, he's going to jail. He was like, who? He's like, man, they got him. He's like, who? He's like, Brian. He's like, they got him? He's like, yeah, man, you know, for sexual assault. He's like, you know what? I always knew it was something right about him. He's like, I'm so glad that they got him before he could get to you. And Drake was like, the whole time, he said, me and my dad, we had just started back building our relationship. He said, I didn't have the heart to tell him. And so they go back and ask his dad, like, how do you feel now knowing, because you said, I'm glad he didn't get to you. You know, and I'm glad they got him before he hurt anybody else. And like, man, dad just broke down. He was like, I'm still not over that.
I bet. How can you?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. As a dad that's like involved, you know what I mean? Like,